blah 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 blah. The VROD sounds very, very angry.
This is the way.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the ChopperFett channel. So yep, we are continuing the test ride of the VROD, trying to see if I can't figure out why I can't ride straight. But I figured on today's episode, look, dead flag, I should be going perfectly straight. Yeah, kind of.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars.
But on today's episode, I wanted to talk about getting unmotivated in the summertime to continue being a motovlogger. Now, I have the ultimate motivation in the world. I just hit my 1,000 subscriber mark. Not bragging, just setting the table here for the conversation today. And before that though, I was hovering about 950 subscribers for a little bit of time. And I had been just kind of, I don't want to say burned out. Burned out's not the right word. I've had a burnout on YouTube. It wasn't that. It was more just the heat, and to gear up with all this, and you put on the cameras, the microphones, and everything else. And it's just a burden to do this during the summertime. So needless to say, I lacked a severe motivation to go out and film. I spent most of the month of July and the last part of June not filming anything. The only thing I filmed in that time frame was my rawhide demo days. Nothing else was filmed in between there. Now, the sports video and things on those lines are filmed, but they weren't filmed on the bike. They were filmed in the nice comfort of my home. So anyway, I lost some motivation, and I experienced it last year as well. So I knew it was coming. So what I did do this year was, in preparation for it, was I filmed and filmed and filmed and filmed some more in the early part of the riding season when it was nice and cool. I just knew at some point I was going to want to take a break and just ride for myself. And that's essentially what I ended up doing.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I probably had at one point in time 24, 25 episodes actually on my desktop. The reason why I was able to get away with that was because they were all subjects that were not in the news, I guess you could say. They weren't current events. They were general motorcycle topics that you could talk about at any point of the year. I had stocked up, and that allowed me to basically get a head start on editing too. I think at one point in time I was edited through a month and a half. I think that's the longest I've ever been planned ahead anyway. And it was great, because what that allowed me to do was really just kind of sit back, answer some comments, but most importantly, it allowed me to spend some time with my family, my wife, my kids, celebrated some birthdays in there. And it really, as a motovlogger slash YouTube creator, allowed me to kind of stay semi-motivated throughout the season. So when I learned about the Sports RS and I made that video for it, I was fresh. I had nothing weighing me down. I could just start on it immediately. I didn't have to worry about making and creating the next video and the next video. I was already ready to go. But the thing with YouTube is, it is a finicky beast. And what I mean by a finicky beast is, if you do too much too fast, you're just going to lose all sense of motivation. Just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to happen. And so that's why I want to kind of give a few tips as far as what I have done to stay motivated for a solid year. Now, I haven't been quite a year. I'm at, what would I say? Probably 10 months now of going strong with this philosophy, and it's really worked out. Tip number one that I kind of previously mentioned already was go ahead and film and build up your library. So in order to do this, you need to have a pretty large or substantial hard drive. I just use the 1 terabyte that's built into my laptop, and it seems to work out just fine. What I like about doing this is that it makes motovlogging not seem as mundane and as much as like a job. There was one point when I first started doing this where I was like, oh, I gotta go out and film. I have to, I need content. I gotta go out and get something in. And it was not a good method of doing it. It just wasn't. There's all there is to it. When that happens, you feel pressure. And when you feel pressure, you can't be a good YouTuber, in my opinion. Having some pressure on you is good. It keeps some people motivated. But for me personally, I would much rather do this at a leisurely pace as opposed to feel like I'm being forced to put something out. When I know I can go a week without even having to reply to a comment, just like taking a break, it makes the world a difference. Tip number 2, as far as keeping yourself motivated, is don't get burned out on watching too many motovlogs either. Now, don't get me wrong, I watch a ton of YouTube, and it does provide me some really good insights and actually some topics as well. Case in point, Walton PA usually does a weekly discussion, and I think I've probably made 2 or 3 episodes based off of those episodes of his. So thanks, Walt, appreciate that. Tip number 3, I would say, for me that has worked out really, really well, is start some sort of episode tracking or spreadsheet.
You're a dork.
And what I mean by this is, I don't know about you, but I'll get some good ideas for an episode and then I will forget them. And it drives me bonkers. So I have, thanks to Google Docs, set up a spreadsheet that helps me keep a schedule as far as, hey, you're posting on this date and this is going to be the video, and then I color code it to basically say this video has been completed, or this one has been clipped and edited, or fully edited, or just recorded. That way I can keep on a more organized approach to it. I know what I have to get done in the future. And what this also allows me to do is when I go out and ride, I'm not going out and ride trying to think of a subject. I already have 3 subjects in my head. So, for example, what we're doing here today is episode number 2 of being filmed. The other episode was going out when I had the mental case. And then the next episode after this that I'm filming is going to be about the Shoei GT-AIR 2. So organization, I think, plays a very key part to staying motivated. And the last thing I will say, as far as a tip to stay motivated, is don't focus too much on those numbers. I was very guilty of it. I watch my view count, I watch my sub count on a daily basis, and it will drive you absolutely insane if you try to curate your content around your analytics. I'm not saying there's not a spot for analytics, but when you let analytics run your channel, that's when things can start getting a little on the boring and business side like. But if you have any other tips to keep people motivated during the dreaded heated season of summer, go ahead and drop them down below. I'd love to hear them and add to my current list here. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next dark side, as this is the way. ChopperFett, see ya later!